Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 12 on No Man's Land with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, as you can see, we're right where we left off last episode. We have some harvesting to do. Our harvester is buried here in the shed, so let me get organized and I'll get that dug out and I'll bring you back in when that's done. Well, here we go. Our first No Man's Land harvest. It's taken a while to get there, but we're finally here. As you can see, this harvester has like almost 1,300 hours on it. Haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or sell it on. I'm thinking I might sell it. That's simply because when we come to our larger fields, it's going to take quite some time, and to make matters worse, we need a sunflower header, and this doesn't have much horsepower, so I really don't want to spend the money to buy a new harvester. I've been watching for use, but nothing has come along. But we might sell it off here once we get these harvests done, and we'll just lease one to do our other harvests. At least when it comes to our large sunflower harvest. It would take quite some time with this and the small header. I am going to pick up that straw and throw it in our silo, because we are going to need to do some animals of some sort, so we will need that straw. Cows and chickens we need to do for sure. But I was thinking of maybe throwing a small pig pen in here right away, just not because the pigs help support any of the productions, but I would kind of like to upgrade our greenhouses, and we need manure for that, and much cheaper to get into pigs, and it'd make us manure to support the greenhouses, and a smaller footprint required. The cow barn I'd like to put in is the modified in-game one with the automatic feeding. I say we're going to take advantages of all the new technologies here on No Man's Land, but that cow barn takes a fairly good sized footprint, and it's, even though it is less than the in-game one, it's still 600,000. Oh, and I did sell off our wood chipper. I believe I mentioned that last episode that I was going to do that because we're just going to sell our logs. Make a lot more money from doing that. And I think I'm going to hang on to this barley too. I was thinking that we'd put in the grain mill and send it off there, but again, if we get pigs, we're going to need it. So I think for the time being, we'll just hang on to it. I have to admit, I did have our B train all set up, and I thought, well, that's kind of ridiculous. We were just going right over to the silo just across the yard. I could probably just run over to the combine and dump it in there directly. I have been itching to use that since we bought it many months ago on sale, but We'll have the opportunity here when we do our larger harvest where it makes more sense, but didn't think it made much sense to dump it in there, drive 50 feet, dump it in the silo. I was so excited to get on to do the harvesting here, I didn't even do the chores around the yard, so I still have to do that here in a little bit. Now my intention still is to landscape over this field. I don't know if we'll put the big shelter. I'll have to see what the shelters are worth, but that's what we're going to do, just so we can organize our equipment a little better. Oh shoot, now I wasn't watching, and with crop destruction on, it made a nice little path through the crop there. Really should have been paying attention. Now I believe this should just dump right in here. Yep. Not a bad little harvester. Just kind of outgrown it already before we even got to use it. If I had a nickel for every time I drove over a little crop by not paying attention to the hopper, I'll tell you. I think we might need to spin around this way this time. I think what we'll do here is we'll take a just because those trees are kind of in a row, give ourselves just a little bit more room. one more trip down the field, and that's it. So our first and last harvest on this field. Oh, that's close. I think we're getting it all. Yep. All right, I will go ahead and get that last field harvested, and I probably should do our other chores we need to do around the yard, and I'll bring it back in. We're ready to pick up the straw. We'll get that done. Catch up with you in a little bit. As you can see, I have both our fields harvested, but I have not organized to pick up the straw yet. That's because I've been busy organizing to do something else. As usual, plans change here on No Man's Land. And we did get to use our trailer here. I have our barley, which we got 32,000 liters off of that field, and the majority of our lime out of our silo. Because what I did is I wanted to empty out this silo. I have a little bit of lime tucked away in that trailer right there. Because of realistic trailer limits, I couldn't get it all in our truck. But I realized if we were going to put the straw in there, and with the lime and the barley, and then we've got our other harvests that we might want to store, um, we were soon going to run out of room in the silo. So we are going to um, dismantle the silo and get a new silo in, and probably going to need more room. So I thought, well, we'll get rid of these greenhouses here because the plan always was to get rid of them. And I decided, well, at the same time, we might as well upgrade these ones because I had talked about that to the newfangled version. I'd forgotten, I was thinking that we needed to have manure, which I guess we could buy manure too, but they'll also take solid fertilizer and seeds. So we're going to sell all of this off and upgrade it. And we'll use solid fertilizer for now, and then once we get animals, we'll add manure. So we'll say goodbye. Things look a little bit different now, but not going to stay that way for long. I did sell off our products and our lime is processing. Uh, so that's why our money had gone up prior to our sale. So let's go back in construction mode. And we are going to put, I think it's back this way. Yes, we're going to put this one in. Um, It's fairly large. But it's not that pricey. And we got an eye towards our future here. Um, we shouldn't run out of space anytime soon with this one. And I think that right there should work pretty good. And now, if we go to productions, greenhouses, there's the modded large greenhouses, and we're going to pretty much put them where they were. I am just going to scooch them over just a tiny little bit here, just to give myself a little bit more room on that last end one. Try and get it kind of lined up. There's one thing I wish they had a fine control. Oh, that looks pretty good. Maybe. Move it down this way. Should do. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to get these set up because I always confuse myself. So this one's going to be one of the easiest ones to get to. So let's let's do strawberries in this one. Productions first. Now, these kind of lined up. Actually, it came the same angle. Let's go with about that. And then hopefully we can move this one over just a little bit. It'll give us just a little bit more room on this one. So it was just a tad awkward. Oh, that's fairly evenly spaced. That should do the trick. All right. So now I need to haul the water, and solid fertilizer will add, and seed. So I still have the pickup hooked to our trailer here. So I'll run to the store. I'll grab some of those items, and we'll start on that process. I'll catch up with you in just a little bit. I'm back from the store. I have 6 seed bags. I'm not really sure how much it's going to take, but thought it'd probably take a couple each. I have 3 of the large fertilizer bags. They are a mod, and they do require a special handler. You can't use them with a standard bag handler, so I had to buy one of those handlers that I've got on there. I think my little pickup might be slightly overloaded, but it made it back, so that's what counts. I do have 3 other bags, fertilizer bags. I just couldn't get them on this load. As it turned out, I didn't have any of the mods in that we could buy fertilizer other than our buy anything silo, and I didn't want to use that, so we had no choice but to use solid fertilizer. But that means it just encourages us to get some animals in some sort and get our own manure. And I made a little gravel trail, graveled the yard here a little bit. I figure as soon as we're in the gravel business, we should, no reason not to have our yard tidied up a little bit. Oh my. That certainly didn't go as planned. Maybe we'll get that one out of there off camera. Not quite sure why it did that. I see there's some straps, so when it was flipping around still in the bed hooked up, maybe that's what did it. We'll try undoing those. See how, ooh. Oh, it's not quite done yet. Oh yeah, 2 bags actually should work out pretty good. From what I understand, it does last a fair bit, so because it cost us about 20,000 for all of this material. Well, I guess that includes the bag handler too. But I think, from what I understand, it lasts a fair while. I think that might have been our issue there. Didn't notice that until we started spinning around. But get ready. No, sir. Oh, maybe we got it this time. Well, we got it not remotely realistic. Got it. Not quite sure what was going on there, but I maybe won't put another one of those in the truck again. And actually, it's one of the things I like to get is a flat deck truck for doing this. I was thinking about the Phoenix with the pallet auto load, but then they came up with those new forks that allows you to use pallet forks and load much quicker. It's not as finicky. So I'm going to think on that. I bought a set of those and they actually do work really well. So I may just do that and do a standard like a Mac flat deck. Or I may change my mind and do the Phoenix one with the auto load. Haven't decided yet, but it's on the list. One of the nice things about this, ooh, I think I grabbed all of them. Yeah, it did. I don't want all of them. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind 2 of them, but I don't want them all. There we go. That's one's perfect. It will pick up anything, and we're actually going to use this for logging as well. When we come to do our logging again. We are. I have tried it out. It works really good at picking up logs. No, it's not very realistic, but it's a lot quicker. Should check and see how many. Definitely going to take 2 bags. Grabbed a bunch of them again. Nope. Maybe if no. I might have to just grab the pallet forks instead of messing with this in this instance. So I'll get them and I'll get right back to you. There we go. That works a little better. I've discovered that you could just use pallet forks. You didn't need the bag lifter, and it's just about as handy. Certainly wasn't handy using that other lifter for that. Alright, I'll get the last of these seeds in, and I need to add some water, and I have some more fertilizer to add, so I'll get all that done, and we'll check out our handiwork when that's finished. Just finishing picking up the straw here. I put 2 trailer loads already into our silo, so that's just under 100,000. This is our 3rd load here I'm working on. So with our other materials that would have put us over 150,000 liters, and our previous silo had a max capacity of all materials at 250, so it's a good thing we upgraded it because we would have been just about out of space. This one's is a multi-fruit, obviously, but it's dry materials only, no liquids. We weren't using it for any liquid storage, so I didn't think we needed that anymore. We can put in a some type of liquid tank if we actually need it, but right now I don't see that being necessary. I think I've decided we're going to work on putting the BGA in next. The way we maximize what we get from our silage. And if I buy that piece of property that I wanted to use for it, it'll give us a little more grass too. And also some logs. Oh, there we go. 1.5 trailer loads. You can see I have the harvester loaded up. I think we are going to sell that on. I just think it's going to be too small for the stuff we got coming up. And likely means we'll need to lease one, but that's fine. So I'm going to take it, do that next. And when I get that done, I'll bring you back in. Well, the Rosho mash is gone. We got hardly anything for it because there's so many hours on it. And the repair bill for just harvesting this little patch and that field up there was almost $1,000. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, we have lots of money we could put a harvester in now, but I think I'd rather do the BGA and just lease the harvester. But you know, as always, things are subject to change. I thought I'd show you one other nice feature about this silo. If you follow me around back here. We can come up here. We've got a bench and a ball, I guess, to throw at people if we want. But we can survey our farm and can really see the changes that have happened over the last almost a year here. Upgraded the house. We can see our olive grove way off in the distance there. Our new fields back through the trees. Pretty nice vantage point to take a look around. This field closest to us, I think I'm going to put grass in there. Just cheaper than trying to landscape in grass that would kind of match the terrain. Can put in the painted grass, but it never grows. That's what's in our lawn. And you never know, we may get to mow a little bit of it. So that's what we're going to do. And I think I'm going to put sugar beets up on the one in the hill. Both to you can use them either in the BGA or if we get pigs. Anyways, I think we're going to call it an episode here. Like I said, my plan is to put the BGA in, or at least some portion of it. And we don't have time to do that here today. So this episode may be just slightly shorter, maybe 5 minutes, I'm not sure. But for now, I'll leave you there. If you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you're enjoying the content, I encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button. and hit that notification bell. But until next time, from me, Farmer Murphy, signing off.